of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Model Club TV, episode 95. We are back. We're back. We're back. We have to do
hiatus.
We are on hiatus. I think going forward, we are. That's always going to be the plan.
We're on hiatus?
Yeah, during June.
During June. June
yes.
Hiatus. June vacation.
I think we need it. How are you, sir? Scott Johansson, my lovely co-host. Before we get into actually how you are,
I'm shitty, yeah.
Like, subscribe. We have our Discord links below. Stick around for the gallery. There's lots of cool stuff for the gallery. With being off for a while, we have a lot to show. And we have a voicemail from another ghost. Not entirely sure how appropriate this one is, but we're playing it because I don't want to get accused of not doing things. Anyway, how are you, Scott?
Well, once again, I've been struck by I don't know what you'd call it, but the aging pet syndrome, we'll call it. And my 15-year-old beagle buddy had to be put down yesterday, as we're recording this on Wednesday, the 26th.
Yeah.
So, rescued buddy from the Ford plant 14 years ago. He was a year old when we got him, they figured. We don't know for sure. Don't know what his story was. You got some pictures up here. The one is my favorite picture of him, the extreme close-up. And Buddy would always have his tongue out. You know, that was one thing about Buddy. He always had his tongue out when he was sleeping. I have so many pictures of him with his tongue out. And the picture on the right is when I first got him, how tiny he was. And if you look at that picture carefully, you can see through his coat, his skin. He had 22 ticks on him. Cost me about $700 to have fluids put in him because he was dehydrated. And within a year, he looked great. Over the years, he got a little chubby when we had him altered.
A little chubby. It's like a sausage.
He was a sausage. He was a butternut squash. And he also got really gray. He's had some health issues the last few years, but he hung in there as long as he could. And with any pet, you have to know when it's time and not be selfish. And I tell people all the time, it's the worst day of pet ownership. And it is. And his bed is still right over here. And I'm looking at it last night going, he should be there. But I like to believe he is.
Yeah.
And, he'll visit us from time to time and torture Trixie, I hope, because she's got it coming. So yeah, we're coping with that. It sucks. It's been a rough couple months, just in the busy and rough. And so since the last episode, which was what?
Over a month ago. I was just looking. Yeah.
All right. So since the last episode, and I think in the last episode we were able to cover it, but I found out that, the cancer is still there. So I had that. I had my stepson's wedding. I had Get Ready for Wonderfest, which was a mad, crazy scramble. Come home, kind of wind down from that, and then now I'm dealing with this. So it's and I'm a little punch drunk. So I'm glad we had a hiatus.
Me too. And that's kind of want to talk about the show and life. This is 4 years, dude. This is 4 years right now. Our first episode was June 18th, 2020. So we've been doing this for 4 years. And
was that the Wonderfest or was that the actual?
No, that was the actual air date of the very first episode. So that's not counting Wonderfest. So I want to first of all say thank you to everyone. I want to say thank you to you for hanging in there and doing this, because I know this is not your favorite thing to do sometimes, and especially on days like today. Thank you for being here all these years doing this. And it was a dumb idea I had. I'm glad you stuck with it. But it's been nonstop. We really haven't taken a break in 4 years. think the one Wonderfest we missed an episode and did the live one instead. And it was after we got back from Wonderfest, which we're going to cover here in a minute. Don't think we're not going to. I got home and I was like, I need a break. And this kind of along the same lines as you is like everything just kind of hit at the same time. And it's not a big mystery now because Terry had people signing a card for Dan Colonna at Wonderfest, who my Wonderfest journey, you came home straight after Wonderfest. I drove another 8 hours to Asheville, North Carolina to go see my friend Dan Colonna, former AFM writer. And I'm sure a lot of people know. He was my judging partner at Wonderfest, and he was stricken with glioblastoma, I think 9 years ago, about now. And he was put in hospice. He's in hospice now. And so I had to go see him. And I was trying to do this big loop of driving to go to Louisville, see him.
Tell everybody what you did while you were there.
We had pizza.
And what else? What else did you do?
I don't know.
You showed him the video of me.
Oh yeah, of course, I'm trying to cheer him up, so I showed him the video. Scott and Dan had a very adversarial, rag on each other relationship. So I was like, "Here, you want to see Johansson falling down the stairs? Here you go."
Of course he did.
Yeah, and he laughed his ass off. It was fantastic. So we had a great visit. Jamie and I met, just hung out with Dan and Rhonda and had dinner, and then said our goodbyes. And it's really hard saying goodbye to someone who it's going to be the last time you actually see them. So. Been talking to him on and off since. Yeah, so I had that going on, and that was coming off of probably my second worst year of teaching in terms of just craziness. And I just need a break. And I'm sure everyone understands that. And if you don't, I don't care.
So I want to share an irony.
Yes, go right ahead. And we're not trying to bring everyone down on this first. So, it's just everything kind of happened.
As everyone knows, I get all these lovely Bigfoot mails with the same address label, the same believe sticker. And they come and there's pictures and stuff. And I don't think I have them all because it's like I can't save them all.
You can,
but I can, but I'm not gonna. And so the other day I got a box and it had Bigfoot pictures all around it. Taped on, go and believe, whatever. And I open up the box and I have this blanket with all this believe in Bigfoot stuff. Okay. So, man, I really appreciate
that's a nice blanket
and time that goes into all this stuff. But man, the cash equivalent would be so nice. But these come from various postmarks, as I've said before. And just kind of an ironic, strange thing. Monday, I knew that the next day I was going to take Buddy in, most likely, to put him down. And I actually walked him because he doesn't get out much because he was slow, but he liked to go out in the yard and walk. So I was walking him around in the yard, letting him sniff everything. And I walked up to the mailbox, and of course, here's another one of these, right? And I open it up, and this is what I got.
Aw.
Now, whoever sent this had no idea, what was going on.
Hey, show that again. I'm going to put it bigger on the screen.
Okay.
Just so people
can
see. Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
So... And I even said to my wife, it's almost like this was a sign, like it's time. Okay. I mean, that's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
A lot of people think some of this stuff is malicious or whatever. I'm like, dude, if it's malicious and they're spending money to get to me, it's funny.
Yeah.
To me, it's funny. I'm not mad at all. Same thing with the, I think we'll talk about the stickers in a little bit. But
yeah, when we get to the Wonderfest stuff, we will.
So, anyway, hey, thanks for the blanket.
Yeah.
Whoever. And this one I might save just because of the timing and
you have to save that one.
But yeah, I just thought it was kind of ironic that that's what I opened literally while I'm walking him out in the yard. So,
yeah. Wow. Real quick, I got some pictures of this is Jamie and I in the Smoky Mountains. And then there's a storm behind us, which I thought was pretty cool. Jamie almost got us murdered on this trip, actually. She has to take pictures of everything all the time. And there was a little abandoned Ferris wheel. I think if you know the area, it's right outside of Knoxville, I think, an abandoned Ferris wheel and like a rocket ship thing. Like
I saw the pictures on Facebook. Yeah. I did.
So we got out of the car. I'm driving. She went up to take pictures. There's a little barbecue hut there. This dude starts screaming at her. Get off my property, blah, blah, blah. We'll go get blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, you're going to get us killed by some backwoods barbecue dude. And she just comes running back to the car and we speed away. But man, it was an interesting trip. And then here's me at Buc-ee's. We have Wally's here in Illinois. I always say Chucky's, but it's Buc-ee's. And have you been to a Buc-ee's, Scott?
I've not been to Buc-ee's. I've heard of Wally's.
Wally's. It's almost the exact same thing.
Yeah, I heard it's an adventure. Wally's. They sell everything.
It's the same with Buc-ee's. It's crazy. So if you ever get a chance, stop over at one of those when you're driving. We're trying to get our sea legs back. It feels weird trying to do this, especially with what's going on with you. All right. Some people have been asking about it. We have an announcement. Do we do a drum roll? Yeah. That's the news and reviews noise. We need a better one. So, Scott, would you care to make the announcement while I put it up on the screen?
So, a lot of people ask us, even at Wonderfest, are we going to do our barbecue this year? And we really knocked this back and forth. But we've decided we are going to do the barbecue on Sunday, September 1st. And we'll put the details up, but it'll be at my house again.
MCTV BBQ.
2. You should have put 2.
Oh, yeah, I got to put it 2 up there. Yep, good idea.
But anyway, it's going to be a Sunday. It's Labor Day weekend. So there's no hurry for anyone to get home. There's no hurry for anyone to get there. This is on Sunday. We'll probably start receiving guests at around 2 Central Time. We are Central Time. So if you're coming from the East, you're going to lose an hour. Or no, you're going to gain an hour.
Yeah.
You're going to lose an hour going home.
Yep.
So we'll post, we'll get addresses and stuff for people, but what we would like is maybe by mid-August or so, kind of a head count, and
I would say by the August 15th episode, we kind of need to know how many people are going to
because we'd like to know how much food to get. Because last time we bought a shit ton of food. And if
we don't get enough people, we're not going to do it. Like if it's 2 people, we're not doing it.
Right. I mean, now if we get 5 guys that want to come,
we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But for those of you who have been asking, we're doing it. MCTV BBQ 2. And maybe we'll, if you want to bring some paint, hang out, sand on a kit, bring a kit to sand. That's cool too.
Yeah, let's spill some paint on Scott's deck.
Yes, that's a great idea. Cover up the grease spots with some paint.
Yeah. Don't forget, Buddy's not here to lick the grease up this year.
Oh, dang. Oh, no. Maybe I killed him.
Maybe.
Son of
a... Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, okay. So that's out of the way. Announcement's done. Barbecue's announced. Next up, we have giveaways from Paul and Mark. So Paul Gill and Mark Van Tyne. That we did this last time. It feels like forever ago. So our Vampirella Bust Limited. Let me get to the picture. Here it is.
Lady is a vamp.
Lady is a vamp. So if you put Lady is a vamp in the chat, in the comments on YouTube, you're entered into this one. Let's make sure I have the right web window pulled up. Dun, dun, dun. There it is, up in the corner. Yes, I got the right one. Hey. All right. Oh, boy.
How many entries do we have?
So, good question. We have a lot. Both of these giveaways were probably some of the most entered giveaways. I don't know if it's because we had it up for a longer time than usual, but both of these giveaways, tons of entries. I did not count, but it is a lot. So,
and I want to say one thing real quick, and I don't know. I think this was the giveaway. I think you caught it. somebody replied with their entry. They did it as a reply on somebody's comment.
Oh shit! No, I didn't.
And we're not going to see that, obviously.
Oh no! Oh no! Hold on. Cool. Good catch. Woo. All right. Ready
So now that's the only time I'm going to catch that for people,
yes.
just so they know. Okay.
All right.
Got to make a separate post. And it's just because otherwise we're not going to see it.
And I also want to reiterate it's again new season, so let's reiterate the rules of the giveaways. If you win, please sit out maybe 3 contests coming up like afterwards to give other people a chance to win something. It's too hard for me to try and police all of that. So if you're one of those people that enter every time, no matter what, even if you win, please sit out for a couple of them.
And I will even give a preview of some of the giveaways we have. So if you want to wait on a giveaway,
after we give these 2 away, we're going to talk about what's coming. So, all right, let me shuffle. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott.
Now.
Spinning, who's it going to be? The best name ever. I don't know who this is. 65 Booger Butt. You have won. Lady is a Vamp. You have won the Vampirella. Thank you, Paul Gill, for sending that in. Thank you, Mark Valentine, for sculpting it. So 65 Booger Butt. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
I hope that's a real person.
I almost don't.
All right. 65 Booger Butt. Oh, that reminds me. I still have a giveaway of nameplates from someone who never claimed them. So what I'm going to do, these are from Nostalgic Resin Productions. And I am just going to start putting these in every other giveaway that goes out. So that person, sorry. Next giveaway from Blackheart and George Stevenson. We have, let me get those pictures up. We have Judge Anderson and Judge Dredd minifigs. What does he call them? Micromania still? No, that's...
I think so. Micromania, yeah.
Okay. So these are from Blackheart. I'll put up the links again. Links for Paul Gill's stuff will be down there. Links for Blackheart will be down there. These are amazing little miniatures. They're smaller. They're about this big. I'm not going to dig them out of the box again because I got them packed up, ready to go. So lots of people wanted these as well. So here we go with this. Wheel of giveaways. Scott, tell me. I'm almost there. Tell me when to start. Stop shuffling.
Now.
Spinning. Who's it going to be? Oh, the same person can't win if they just won this one. I don't think
we still spinning?
Nope, it stopped. Zippy Z 3916. That is Mike Zizek. So,
here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Upcoming giveaways. Scott, on your end, what upcoming giveaways?
So I have a bunch of stuff from Pestilence Labs. Okay. I have a body snatcher. I have a 3D printed, it was Dracula, biting the neck of the girl. I think, was that
it was a Wicked piece? Yes.
Yeah. And Mark had that printed for him, and then he decided he'd probably never build it. So he sent it to us as a giveaway. I have an Evel Knievel bust. I have an Evel Knievel full figure. I have a full set of Kelly's Heroes, and I have a Godzilla box art. So Mark and Shanna have been very generous in doing this. We're not going to do it all at once,
right?
But we are going to do it, and stuff like the Kelly's Heroes will probably go out as a set, I think.
Yeah.
But the Evel Knievel bust will be separate from the full size.
And I'm thinking maybe a live episode in July to get rid of some of this stuff and do some giveaways that episode to celebrate.
Yeah. It doesn't mean it'll be everything.
Not everything, but
we're stocked up because obviously now you have a bunch.
I have a list too. So Jim Capone contacted me. We have a Jim Capone build-up to give away.
And fuck Jim Capone. Okay.
Wait, are we past them? Yes. So you can say that.
No,
Thank you, Jim.
Jim
So
knows
I
I'm
think
just kidding.
it's an old Azimuth Designs. I think the little girl's standing like this. I'll put that up later. So that's in the pile. We have the Hellboy bust set of Abe. You'll see him in a little bit. Abe and Hellboy from Ed Bradley. We have prints from Jamie Sy, and we're going to give those away today. And we have nameplates from Tim Fortuna, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But what I do want to talk about is this giveaway from Jamie Sy. So at Wonderfest, he had these little chibi Godzilla figures. So we have Godzilla in some rubble.
Some Barney rubble or some Betty rubble?
We have Godzilla and Kong on an aircraft carrier.
The bitch slap he was calling that one, right?
We have a Slimer with a little chibi Slimer. These are all actually bigger than what you think they might be. And then I have the picture of this one. We have a Mothra super deformed. So we have these 4 kits to give away. Thank you, Jamie Sy. And we're going to give all these away this episode. So what could they write in the comments, Scott?
Well, so are you going to give them all away once or 4 different ones?
4 different people.
Okay. And are we letting them pick, or we're picking?
We're picking.
Okay.
So you have to be in for one of all of them. So you get what you get, kind of thing.
All right. So let's.
Man, you can tell this has really affected you because normally you're like,
yeah. Well, there isn't a whole lot that rhymes with chibi.
what about something that rhymes with Psy?
Psy is the guy.
The 3D printing guy.
SAJ is Psy, just so you guys know. Psy is the guy.
Psy is the guy, and you get entered to win one of those kits. All right. So it's our pick. You get what you get. Actually, we'll do it when we spin it. We'll tell you which one you're getting, what we're spinning for. So thank you, Jamie Sy. We'll talk more about him when we get to our Wonderfest recap. We have some gifts to open. So before we left for Wonderfest, Tim Fortuna, which is Bucky St. Bucky for those who don't know, sent us a box of examples, and I'm going to stick these into giveaways too, of nameplates that they sell over on Escape Hatch Hobbies. There's a crap ton of Escape Hatch Hobbies stuff we're going to talk about today. Beautiful printed nameplates that Bucky's doing, that Tim Fortuna is doing. And Brides of Dracula, Godzilla versus the Thing, tons of them. So I'm going to start sticking these again. Look at this. The Land Unknown. Scott, what's the Land Unknown? It's unknown.
Well, it wouldn't be unknown if I knew what it was.
Forbidden Planet. So a ton of little giveaways there, but we actually have some giveaways that he gave to Scott and I. So Scott, what did you get from Tim Fortuna?
Well, hold on. Let me open them.
I'm opening mine now.
Okay.
Scott faked
There, it is done.
All right, good job.
So I got a couple.
What'd you get?
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
Nice.
And then I got a Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Ooh, that's nice.
That is nice.
Got a Godzilla.
You did get a Godzilla.
And 2 different Cocaine Bear ones. Cocaine Bear?
Well, isn't that fortunate?
I know, but I think we'll talk about that later off the air. And Cocaine Bear. That's funny. That's really good. Cocaine Bear, Pablos Escobaris, mid-'80s MTV Reagan period North America. That's fantastic.
That is funny.
That one's going on the build-up that I'm going to do here coming up.
So I want to say, I don't know if you looked at these. So I looked at these and I'm like, he's really printed nice. And I'm like, at first I saw, because there are printing dimples on the back.
Yeah.
And I said, man, did he print those flat? But then when I looked,
no,
I did see a lot of supports along the line here.
Yeah.
Which means he printed them probably oriented similar to what I have here.
Yeah, I like that.
And I'm just going to say, when you're printing stuff like this is how you do it.
Yes. Actually, you do it like
Well, yeah, you should. Yeah, you should cock it a little.
Ooh, I'm going to leave that one there. I'm not going to say anything about what you just said. We're going to leave that alone.
No, because your mom yelled at me at Wonderfest. Sorry, she paid for it. Anyway,
Oh, wait, what were you so mad that I told her?
oh, the toenail thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
Why don't you tell the story, Jag?
Nah. Because
So your mom can't blame me.
you said it.
I didn't say it on the air.
You said it to...
I said it to you on the phone.
Oh, no. Oh, great.
Oh, great. He's dropping stuff.
I dropped the sticker on the package got stuck to my hand. And flipped over.
He comes up and bumps his head. It's going to be great.
I hope I got them all. If not, I'll find it in a minute. Oh. Okay. So, and I think there's one more. I just dropped it. I got to find it. So we have 2 giveaways here, and these will be coming up. These are not this episode. They're coming soon. So we got some nameplates to give away. The first set is a Salem Lot set of nameplates. Or you know what? Let's do it. Barlow Strucker Antiques. Mr. Barlow. So we have a Salem Lot nameplate set. And then we have a Planet of the Apes one. Dr. Zaius. Cornelius. And Caesar. And I think there's one more, but I dropped it. Find it. All right. So
This is
just
why
put in.
people send me stuff and not you, because they want it.
Well, they're sticky. The tape. That was not my fault. That was not my ginger fingers.
No, it never is it?
This is Jason from the future. I'm editing. I felt bad. So I went back and found the ones that I dropped on the floor. And so here's the rest of the nameplates. Here is the Ursus. Dr. Zira. And Aldo? I'm not sure. But those are the ones. So there's 6 nameplates in the Planet of the Apes set for all those kids. Back to the show. So if you want a set of nameplates, and it'll be our pick again.
Okay, Salem's Lot is, that's what you got to put. Salem's Lot.
Okay.
And for the Planet of the Apes ones, you got to put damn dirty nameplates.
Perfect. All right. Those are our giveaways this episode. Whew. We're trucking along. We got a lot to do still. All right. Gifts to open. I still have this. We got this box at Wonderfest, and I said I would save it till we got home. And this is from Barry Gross. So thank you, Barry. I have not opened it yet. You can still see it's still taped.
Was this just to you?
No, this was to both of us.
Oh, okay.
So I have to go to your house again, maybe.
Oh, all right.
Uh-oh. Green box. A lighter green box. Tequila. Uh-oh. Tequila Flats, Tex-Mex for all. Barry, what did you do for us? All right, so I'm assuming we each get one of these. Oh, man.
And you're mad, too, because you want that sticker.
Uh-oh, this leaked. Oh, no. No, it leaked. It's all sticky. Oh, no. Oh, and dude, read what it says.
Jason's mom sauce. Oh, my God.
And it leaked. What the heck happened? No. Oh, no, that's awesome. I'm going to have to clean it up and just save the bottle. I have nothing to clean my hands with. Hold on.
You don't have paper towels sitting right next to you?
Not anything water-wise yet. Hang on.
Well, you better open the other one.
Ha! I found the other nameplate. I was sitting on it.
Oh, it is a damn dirty ape then.
Ursus. There we go. All right. Let's hope this one didn't leak. Oh, that
Otherwise, you'll have
sucks.
to get up and wash your hands again. That's why I was trying to tell you. You better open the other one.
No, this one's good. They're both Jason's moms.
That's awesome.
Dude, I gotta say, Barry, that's freaking hilarious. Oh my God. All right.
You got to give one of those to your mom.
I'm going to. The one that opened, I'm gonna just clean the bottle and save it. Oh my gosh. All right. So in these, what is that? Bob Ross positive energy drink. We need some of that today. Oh my God. And I'm sure this is probably the same. So, Barry, you're awesome. Bob Ross positive energy drink. Thank you, Barry. That's fantastic.
Thank you, Barry. That's
Dude,
awesome.
I'll bring that over to, yeah. I'm going to give the hot sauce to my mom.
Give her mine. Give her mine because we're not hot saucers. So you can give her mine. And tell her it's a gift from me.
No, it's Barry will get credit. Okay.
Thank you, Barry.
And we also got other gifts at the show. So anyone who gave us stuff at Wonderfest, thank you. Thank you. From
Yeah,
the
Dave
bottom of our hearts.
Horvath comes to mind.
Yeah, we got tons of cool stuff from people. So thank you to everybody. Okay, here we are. Wonderfest recap. The official recap section of the show. Now, we're a month out. It's been a month almost, pretty much. What were your thoughts, Scott? How did Wonderfest go?
So my thoughts on Wonderfest. Well, first of all, there were some erroneous pictures posted of us over in the clubhouse.
I did not see these.
Yes, of supposed Bigfoot sightings on our trip. But I think I know the hairy bastard that fucking altered the photos and
Okay.
the other guy that chimed in. So want to go on record and saying there are no Bigfoots. There's not going to be any Bigfoots. There's, yeah. And then maybe I'll keep getting mail. So I'll probably get Bigfoot dollars because I said send cash. So now I'll get Bigfoot dollars in the mail. Just to spend at the Bigfoot store.
Well, let's start with our journey down there. We did not see any Bigfoot on the way down.
We did see a buffalo.
We did see a buffalo. And we didn't kill each other. It was a nice, cordial ride.
Yep. We stopped at Steak and Shake.
Which is all kiosks now.
Yeah, which was weird. That was weird.
So Wonderfest in general, though. Impressions.
All right, I'll start with the hotel.
Yeah, let's start there.
So they renovated the hotel lobby, bar, restaurant.
And for those of you who might be wondering why we get to have an opinion, we've been going to Wonderfest a very long time. I think we've seen all of the changes. I have not missed a Wonderfest since 1995. Scott has only missed one Wonderfest since 1995. This does not count the COVID year when there wasn't one. So I have gone to every Wonderfest since 95. Scott has only missed one. So we have seen the changes. We know how it works. We get to have an opinion. And I'm okay with that. So continue.
So my opinion, they remodeled the rooms. They were still remodeling a couple floors when we were there.
Which sucked.
Which were, made navigating the hotel a little bit of a pain in the rear end. The rooms are basically the same. They painted them. They're clean. They're, for me, they're comfortable enough. I know people had issues with their ACs. I had issues with mine the first night, but they did fix it by the second night.
Brian did, I think, the whole weekend.
Brian did, when you put a Yeti into a room, you got to have ice. So they were knocking ice off of his. That was pretty funny. So mine wouldn't turn on. Then they Then it did turn on, so I thought it was fixed. And then when I went back to my room at 1 o'clock in the morning, it was still the same temperature. But the fan was blowing, so at least there was air moving. It was 71 degrees. I could sleep. The next day, on my way down to the dealer's room, I stopped at the front desk. I told them about it. And when I went back up that day at 5 o'clock, my room was 68 degrees, so I can't complain. They did fix it. I heard a lot of complaints about the restaurant. The menu was all this high-end bullshit food. And, I don't know. That's not in the show's control. You know what I mean? And I think you could get bar food at the bar, burgers and stuff. But
to me, the complaints about the restaurant has always sucked. Like, it's always sucked. It has always had a long line. It's always been expensive. It's a hotel. They're always going to try.
It's always been mediocre food, and it's always been slow.
Yes.
Okay.
It's always been painfully slow.
Steve Riojas and I went in there for lunch one Saturday. And I got to tell you, I think we were in there an hour and 45 minutes just to get a hamburger and a sandwich. Yeah. And it's like, really? So
for people, like, I think this is a tip I've learned over the years. And I've only been doing this for maybe the last 4. I started bringing peanut butter and jelly and bread and Cheetos and chips. And I just run up and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, hang out in my room for 20 minutes, come back down. It works perfect. I know Thad and Matt used to bring lunch meat and make sandwiches up in their room. I think that's the way to go. If you're really concerned about the restaurant food, that's just how it is. It's never going to be cheap ever. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we're a little biased. Food's expensive around here. I'm not, I didn't expect cheap food at a hotel. So,
and that being said, there's options if you drive.
Yeah.
They're not far away. There's a McDonald's literally walking distance. Actually, you could walk it. It's about, what would you say? It's about 3/4 of a mile down the street. Yeah. There's a McDonald's. If you had to walk it, you could. This year we went to the bowling alley one night, which usually has better food, but
and I think it's closing, good. So I don't think we have an option to go back.
Yeah, so I don't think that'll be there next year.
And I wouldn't be going back. I really didn't like it this year.
So it's.
I will say this.
It is. You survive. When you go to a show, it's a survival mode. Yes. And whatever you have to do. If it's peanut butter and jelly, if you got to eat fast food, McDonald's, whatever. Suck it up.
And the overarching thing there was a lot of complaining, like in general. And I don't think we had the best show ever in terms of sales. You've talked to a lot of people. I have not. How did people do sales-wise, do you think?
I think they did okay.
Yeah.
But not great, fantastic, over the top, crazy.
And that's kind of where I went. I did okay. I think
you might have had some dealers that did over the top crazy or did well. But from what I talked to, what I saw, what we were selling, we didn't do well. We sold some stuff, don't get me wrong, but I had some King Kong busts. I didn't sell a one.
Which blows my mind.
Okay.
I want people to be honest. Okay. I thought that was the weirdest thing of the whole weekend. If you saw Scott's Kong bust and you're a big Kong fan and you didn't buy it, tell us why. I would like to know why he didn't sell one of those Kongs. And be totally honest. I would love to know. If you want to send it privately to me, that would be great. I would love to kind of know, just to kind of gauge what people are looking for. Because when it comes to sales, especially if you're selling 3D prints, you run the risk of selling the same prints as someone else, especially if you're both on the same Patreon or if someone's not being honest and just selling prints they don't have the rights to. But I want to know what people are looking for. Because one year I did really good and I had all girl stuff almost. This year was mostly monsters and some superheroes and stuff and didn't sell as many. I even had classic monsters that didn't do very well. And so what are people looking for in that subject matter? If that's what I'd like to know, just kind of going forward.
I did it. So as long as I'm here and I can plug a little bit, I do still have some Kong. Well, I have Kong busts left, both sizes. I have Aurora scale Kongs. I have 3 of those left. I have, I think, 3 Mike Parks Godzilla tributes left. I think I have 1 or 2 of the mini Kongs still left too.
Yeah, I have a Hulk left. I can do creatures and Frankensteins, no problem. If somebody wants one of those, I have a ton of the trash from Return of the Living Dead left, and I have a ton of the little Greta cross-dressing gremlin, the little figure, which I thought was a cool little piece. And I only sold 1 of those, so who knows? It's just I sold out though of the Morticias, the small Morticias I had.
And I'm not bitter about not selling my
No.
stuff at all. I just was a little shocked. I'm not saying mine's the best King Kong out there, but I think it's one of the better King Kongs out there. And it's
My thing, you would think you would have sold 1. Is it an aversion to 3D printing? That's my thought, maybe. So if that's the case, I'd like to know that too. So please email me. Let me know. modelclubtv@gmail.com. We'll put that up later. But I don't know. Other than that, sales, crowd-wise, what'd you think?
the crowd was okay. I don't think it was, again, record breaking, but I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I know our friend Jamie didn't do as well as he did last year, but he did okay. We were next to Pestilence Labs. I believe they did okay, if not better. But that's probably because they were next to us.
And I fully understand the economy.
But
sucks,
I mean, look at his
too.
product, so his product line, and he brought a lot of product. So,
Yes.
but
I'm gonna put up some pictures while we're talking. Oops.
yeah, so it was again, it was a strange
It's a strange
show.
year. It felt like a strange year.
And
I don't know if
there was
it's
a lot of 3D stuff there, a lot of 3D printing, which it's coming. It's part of the hobby. Okay.
yes. Here's David and Brian hugging.
David and Brian hugging. Yeah. Oh, maybe there is a Yeti. Who knows? Okay. I want to thank Dave. Had that suite, and we were up there Saturday night,
Yes.
was it?
Yes.
And we had a great time up there.
Thank you, Dave. That was awesome. Oh, the Malort was a hit. I think my favorite moment of the show was when Brian Clark took his shot at Malort and he just goes, F you. It was the
F
best.
you. I hate you. So
I have this picture up. You had your Johansson stone. What is that called?
Johanstone.
So that was pretty cool. People really like that. Especially Jimmy Flintstone came over, took a picture of it. That's awesome.
Credit where credit's due. Okay. I didn't go out of my way to look, but from what I could see, Jimmy was not selling any OL stuff. And if that's the case, if he decided to do the right thing, then kudos to him. I'm glad.
So we talk about these now?
Well, yeah, but the next photo you had was the Worthlings with my Kong bust and my
let's do that.
Aurora-sized Kong that no one bought. So, yeah.
There you go.
Thanks to Dan Garden, by the way, for...
Speaking of Dan Garden, this is one of 2 kits that I bought. The Man in the Monster tribute bust. Like I said, love this thing. Very, very cool. Good job, Dan. Did you buy anything, Scott?
Well, bought a few Aurora kits. And got an okay deal on them. And then I ended up giving them away to my good friend, Mr. Cipriano, because he really liked them. So I shipped them off to him. So that being said, I have like my 3rd Aurora Superman original issue built up, but they were all built up. All right. So I guess I can't complain people weren't buying anything because I really didn't buy anything.
Yeah, I really didn't buy. I bought a Sandy and that kit from Dan Garden.
So I love this picture of Terry Webb, though.
Isn't that? Oh, Chuck. Oh, thank you, Chuck Homolka. He took these pictures. And
Yeah.
he had a knack at getting people with their eyes closed. There's this.
I know. Terry's like, I'm so pretty.
Shanna's eyes are closed or looking down. Mark's eyes are closed looking down. Terry's
Mark's
eyes are
eyes
closed.
closed. Mark goes through life asleep. Okay.
Then we have Brian's eyes are closed. Your eyes are closed. And just looking there, you can't.
Well, I'm looking down at my phone. Brian was at that point wrecked on Malort. Okay. And just so you know, Lance Woods is not on his knees there. That's him standing up. Okay. So.
Oh my
Take
God. That's perfect. I have to, and I told you as soon as I got home and tried these, my most favorite thing I bought at the show.
This is funny too.
I don't even know how to talk about this. It's the greatest thing I've bought in years. I'd been putting it off because of the price. And there's those tool guys that were in the center aisle on the north side, I'm guessing, of the aisle. Center
And
aisle,
next to
west side,
next to
north.
Filmy?
Yeah, next to Filmy. No, on the other side.
Okay.
Next to Grossman, like that area.
Oh, okay.
So they had their tools, and they kind of move around every year. Sometimes they're not there. But they had these. All right, let me pull up just me. These. And this is the empty package. Here they are. All right. You read that? Will that focus in? All right.
Right there.
There we go. So these are sprue cutters, and they are God Hand brand from Japan. Normal price, $60 for some sprue cutters. They are on sale for $15 off. And I was like, you know what? Now's the time. I'm going to pull the trigger.
Free with any 3D printer you buy.
So I do a lot of sprue cutting with Warhammer figures and plastic models. I had us buy the Xeron with those, the real pointy, they're a little more expensive. They were like $30, I think.
Yeah, you trapped me into that. Yep.
Yeah, which are great ones. They're really pointy. This is the greatest thing I own. I am so happy I bought these. When you cut sprues with this, you don't even feel like you're cutting through anything. It's like cutting butter. It's so bizarre feeling after cutting hundreds and hundreds with other sprue cutters. These things, you have to like use them to understand. So if anyone has ever been on the fence about buying these, and they're for plastic only, they make a separate set for resin. If you've been on the fence for the God Hand cutters, get them. It's worth every dime. The only thing I wish the handles might be a little longer, and I wish it might be just a little pointier, but it gives you the flushest cut I've ever seen, and it cuts just like butter. It's bizarre. It's the greatest thing ever. These.
Like butter.
Butter. So if you feel like wasting some money, that's something dumb, and you want some sprue cutters, God Hand.
I can't wait till you drop those on the point. And just
Dude,
destroy
so
them.
I have dropped them already once, and I almost cried. I didn't even want to look down because I've heard people talking about how the tips will break off when they land on. So no one can see what I've done in this room. The greatest thing I ever did, and this is a hobby tip, all right? Go to Harbor Freight, and they sell those foam pads that kind of puzzle piece together at like for workout rooms and stuff. I have covered my entire workshop in those things because I drop stuff all the time. I don't know how many times it's saved 3D prints. It's saved parts from breaking, tools from breaking when I drop it, because stuff just bounces off of that. Cover your floor in it. I went back like every other week, buy a pack, and covered my whole floor. Even into the laundry room, I did it too. So anyway,
Your
Wonderfest.
neuropathy hands.
It's where I'm at.
So let's talk about what you got there.
These were the highlight of the weekend. Especially whoever did this. Please, I wear an extra large. Or if you want to just send me this image file, I need that in a t-shirt. I need that. And so in the last episode of Model in a Movie, I said, where is it? I called you Scott Johansson in there. And Spike thought I tried to call me out on a typo, and I said, nope. That's why it says Scott Johansson. So, Blows in the Dark. The line was called Tiny Terrors for a reason. Scott, what are your impressions of the stickers?
Well, first of all, the Blows in the Dark one, the fact that that was on the urinals, okay, was priceless, okay. And I think next year's shirt should be I pissed on Scott Johansson 2024. But the fact that somebody wants so much trouble, okay. And again, I'm going to go back to the Bigfoot thing. Spending money to mess around. And again, if this was, now some people thought this was malicious, okay. And to be honest with you, I don't know who did it, so I can't say it was malicious or not, okay. If it was malicious, okay, it didn't work because I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious.
And so if it was malicious, I think it's hilarious someone's spending money to get to me and they're not. All right. If it wasn't malicious and it was just someone having fun, same thing. It's funny as hell. I can't believe you're spending money on me. I just wish I knew who did it because I would pat him on the back and say it was hilarious. Now I have talked to some friends that said that would piss them off, and it's like,
I don't know. Maybe it's I
don't know. I don't get mad about that.
I know it's a Midwest thing. Maybe we're like, that's funny. Like the mom jokes. I don't get mad
making jokes about your mom. I mean, it's.
And everyone else, I'd be pissed. What? That's so disrespectful. It's funny. Humor above everything else for me. If it's funny.
So I thought it was funny. They went through the trouble because first of all, these don't just peel off. You had to cut them up. You had to cut them off of there. I thought it was funny that someone went through the trouble of sticking it on a urinal. Okay. So what did you have to go through to stick it on a filthy, nasty urinal to put my picture? Okay. It was just.
Look at the Blows in the Dark face. It's so great.
Blows in the Dark is my favorite. Okay. So, whoever did it, kudos, man. It's hilarious. I'm not mad. I wish I knew who did it just because, but it was funny. So.
Oh, man. I love it.
Then they were on the table where the flyers are on Sunday morning, and that's how we got a few sheets of them. But
we didn't do it. We did not take them.
They were
on the handicap button.
Yeah, they were all over the place. So
I love it. We did not take them to prevent others from putting them places. I wanted a copy. That's why.
Yeah, I did too. My family wanted a copy. They thought that was hilarious.
Oh man. So in general, it was a weird Wonderfest. I will just say this. It felt like a weird Wonderfest. A lot of it felt off. The contest, there was a long line for the contest, and I'm sure George will get that figured out. I think there's some talk of letting people enter things on Friday night. I think that's an amazing idea. If you could get people to enter their contests entries on Friday and during setup, great idea. I know Adepticon they let people enter 2 days before the show because the show's going on and people just to prevent people. Because you want people in the dealer's room buying things. And if they're stuck in line for over
especially
an hour,
early in the morning on Saturday.
Scudsfink sent an email saying I look tired. Yes. I had just come off of a long drive, a shitty year. And then we lose an hour. And then you're up at 7 a.m., which is 6 a.m. my time, to go sit for early bird. So you can be there when the doors open at 8 and of course I'm going to look tired. That's how it goes. But we'd like to hear everyone else's Wonderfest thoughts. The one thing I got not mad about, but I was planning on recording the contest, recording the floor, everything. So I wasn't able to do that till Sunday, and people had already taken entries out of the contest, and some dealers had already left by the time I had a chance to go take pictures. And I think that needs to be looked at. I think if people pay a 1-day fee to be there on Sunday, you should be there as a dealer all the way up till the end. And I know there's some people like, well, I got to get out of here. I'm not doing good, or I got to leave early. Yeah, I'm sure certain things come up, but I really think you should stay the whole time. And I don't like that people can take their entries out of the contest before the end. It saves some time. I know some people have to leave early. I know Brian had to take his out early because he had to leave, but there's got to be a better way. So it needs to be thought about. But other than that, I want to say I'm sorry to Scott Lookabill. He had sent me an amazing list, and then both of us couldn't find the email after he reminded me that I forgot to post it in the last episode. So next Wonderfest, I'm going to redo this email. I'm going to save it. I'm going to put this somewhere so I don't forget, but I will. He had sent different hobby spots in Louisville for people to visit if they had nothing else to do. So I just want to read what he did. And then we'll put the links up later on, or even just in this episode, I'll put it up. But for those coming to Wonderfest, again, Scott Lookabill, thank you for sending this. For those coming to Wonderfest or come again, don't forget to check out the local hobby stores if you have time. I'll be sorting through rough distance to the hotel. Scale Reproductions off Breckenridge Lane. This is a good classic hobby store with 2+ rows of models, lots of airplanes, tanks, cars, styrene, but sections for all, and every now and then a hidden resin or other gem. Large selections of paints and supplies. Miso's Game Room and Collectibles near Huntsbourne and Taylorsville Road area. A newish game store, lots of collectible toys and merchandise, as well as a fairly well-stocked assortment of gaming minis and many lesser-seen brands of paints. Games Workshop near Huntsbourne and Taylorsville Road, Games Workshop minis and paints. And there's a Hobby Town on the east end of town on Shelbyville Road. Small selection, but a large stock of Gundam and other Bandai kits. And then Upscale Hobbies, who was actually at Wonderfest with a booth. I've only seen them advertising recently on Facebook and haven't been to the store, which is across the river in Sellersburg, Indiana. I believe they were a dealer this year too. So yes, that is a list. I did see them on our way back through Louisville. We were going to stop there, but ran out of time. They were closed by the time we got up there. So thank you, Scott, for sending that. And I will reiterate that stuff next year. So Wonderfest next year is May 31st, June 1st. Am I right? I think that's what it is. So I have a feeling I'll be working right up until that again. But that's it. Wonderfest recap. Anything we missed, Scott?
Trying to think. I don't, May 31st, June 1st. I don't think we missed anything. I think the hotel will be in better shape next year when all the rooms are done. And
I would
hopefully
still love to see it move hotels, but
see, and I don't want to. Everything about that hotel is convenient, except for
I wish the dealer room wasn't split into 2 rooms like that.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So, as we stated, they lost the what used to be called the chapel,
like that
which
alcove
is the little area that tees off the main dealer room for those of you that have never been. And so they ended up putting more dealers in what they call dealer room B. And I did go in there, and
the air was broken in there.
Huh? The air was broken in there, at least on Saturday. I will say that it was busier than I've ever seen that room. Yeah. So people did go in there, and that's where I picked up the Aurora kits that I bought. And there was a guy there who had a bunch of tables. It was a lot of vintage.
I saw that stuff. Yeah,
kits and Billikens and stuff like that. So that was good. I don't know. I have a lot of different ideas. There's part of me that says it would be nice if they put everybody selling paint and supplies in there. So then, you could go in there for paint and supplies.
That's a great idea.
And then I believe that Jesse came up with that, but I'm not sure. So, or when him and I were talking about it,
I like that idea.
And people selling maybe non-traditional stuff. There was like a t-shirt vendor and stuff in there.
I think that's great space for t-shirt people.
It is, but so one of my problems is this. They are sold out already in dealer room A, I think, for next year. Okay. And so when you're sold out, that means any model dealers that want to come can't come. So I'm wondering if limiting tables wouldn't help that as well. Okay. And I'm not trying to fault the guys that have 3-4 tables, but it's, so then if it's a model kit show, and not so much the model kit guys, but like the t-shirt guys or the toy guys or whatever that have all these tables, it's, I don't know. It's so like, let's take, and again, I'm not picking anybody. Round 2. They're there every year in that corner. Okay. I look at it and go, they should be in dealer room B because they're not selling anything. Okay. It's all, here's what's coming. The best of my knowledge, they're not selling anything there. They're just showing product. Okay. There was a smooth on booth in dealer room B. There was, so that's what I'm saying. Supplies, stuff like that. At least get that in dealer
Displays.
room B.
Yeah.
Dealer room A, kit dealers. Okay. Yeah. Toy dealers you can do too, because it is still a kit and toy show. But
I hear what you're saying, and I agree.
Modeling show.
I think that's.
And when I say limit tables, and I'm not picking anyone, Steve Iverson has like 4 or 5 tables, Now that being said, though, he brings a shit ton of product to sell.
Yes, he uses all that space. Yes.
So, if that's the case, that's fine. But it's, it's just, I hate to see
people can't go because of that reason. I see what you're saying. I hadn't even thought of that. So that's,
it's if that dealer room A was sold out, from what I hear, and if I'm wrong, someone from Wonderfest, please chime in. Dealer's room A is sold out for next year already. Okay. That means, nobody new is going to be there, most likely.
Yeah.
Because everyone renewed their tape.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, that's why I really, it almost needs a bigger space. And at that point, you're going downtown, which will be more expensive.
More expensive for the room, which is less money spent in the dealer's room. See, again, so this is the pros and cons of another hotel. If you're paying,
and the parking sucks. I'm sorry, the parking sucks. It does, and I wish they could figure it out. So I'm going to
say this about the parking. Parking sucks if you're coming to the show. Okay, we had no problem getting a parking spot when we got there on Friday. True,
right.
Okay. Now, when I left Saturday to get us some food,
that's what I wanted to. Yes,
I had a hard time.
Yes,
when I came back, waiting for someone to pull out and get in a spot.
Saturday always waiting for someone to pull out.
Now Saturday night we walked across the street to the bowling alley. However, when we walked back, I did see open spots. So had we gone out Saturday
it's that middle of the day. If people just want to come for the day, it's impossible to find a spot. And if you want to run and get food, it makes it really hard to come back.
So again, I'm going to say this, and this will probably upset some people. If you're towing a trailer or something like that, okay, where you're taking up 2-3 spots in the place, then they should be put in the overflow spot so the patrons don't have to walk as far.
Yeah.
That being said, let's not forget this year, there was a shit ton of parking places taken up by the construction crew. Okay, which was another legitimate beef that people had. I would say if you had a legitimate beef, not that all the beefs were illegitimate, but if you had a really bad beef, I would have to say it would be the parking, the construction parking. And I think that was last year too. There was some going on. So, or no, year before.
Oh no, it's still the same construction. They've been doing it for. But anyway. Well, that's our Wonderfest recap. I didn't get to look at the contest at all. So that being said, if you do have pictures of the contest and you want to send it to us, what your entry was, we'd like to know how judging went. Did you win? Did you do okay? I heard some of that from Brian and some other people. Jamie won something. Brian didn't. How did judging go? Talk about it in the comments. I'd love to read some of that stuff. But going forward, we're talking about getting a table or not next year. We don't know. And if it's sold out, that might have done it for us anyway.
And I'm also going to say, despite all those things I said, kudos to these guys for putting this show on.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's
It's
still
a
the
lot of
best
work.
show of its type. You know, it's still location wise, as far as in the country, it's still a good centrally located spot. I say that because it's only a 4.5 hour drive for us.
Mhm.
I realize people from the East Coast, you know, but again, no Jersey Fest this year, so what do they have other than that?
Yeah.
So it is easy to fly into. I mean, the airport's literally across the street, and again, I wish the food situation was better there. But don't forget, we're in the world of Uber Eats and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went through the same thing with Jersey Fest when I went in 19. Okay. It wasn't that I hated the dealer room, it was beautiful. Okay. There wasn't a lot of space to hang out unless you hung out in a very expensive bar. There wasn't a lot of food choices except for $21 hamburgers in the bar. The breakfast choices were not, I think it was like a big expensive buffet or nothing. They had Pepsi products and not Coke products, which just make me ill.
Drink
But
water. Drink water, diabetes man.
But again, that being said, okay, I still may do. Okay, because I was going to a model show, so I still may do. If it was eating a bag of potato chips or some snacks and a can of soda, whatever. Okay, it was. I lived, I lived through it. So I know at Jersey Fest too, a lot of people went to the airport to, like people here go to the bowling alley. People walked across the street to the airport, and you could literally walk across the street to the airport. So,
well, another Wonderfest is under our belt, and
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. News and reviews, Scott. All right, this is gonna be a long one, everybody, and I know we've been going a long time. Again, Scott's got stuff going on. We're a little subdued. We'll get there. We're getting our sea legs back. All right, so Tim Fortuna nameplates over on Escape Hatch Hobbies. Tim, like I said, sent in a bunch of them. We have those giveaways. And I'm going to be putting these in different as we go, different giveaways, just as little. Ooh, here's a nice Elvira one. Look at that. So some really good nameplates. I just want to show you what's available over at Escape Hatch Hobbies under the Tim Fortuna tab. So let me pull this up. And Tim Fortuna resin nameplates. I'm clicking on the wrong screen. Alphabetical index. I know it's hard to see on here, but I'm just going to start scrolling. King Kong, Godzilla, tons, Quasimodo, House of Wax, Tarzan, Mummy, Nosferatu, tons of different Frankensteins, different Draculas. So head on over to Escape Hatch Hobbies. Check out Tim Fortuna's nameplates. I'm sure you can find something you're looking for because there is a ton. And I'll bet if you reached out to him, he could probably come up with one for you. So if you need a nameplate made, talk to Tim Fortuna. Check him out over there. Great stuff. Ooh, the nice Gremlins one. But thank you, Tim, for sending those in. And again, the giveaways, we got that coming. All right. Next. I have to.
I'm busy looking at the site now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, keep talking. Tim Fortuna's nameplates. There we go. Escape Hatch Hobbies. They're all over the place this episode. And I just want to read what Tim sent us real quick about those nameplates we're giving away, the ones he gave us. I sent a few nameplates out for you and Scott, as well as the 2 sets of plates for giveaways. There are also a few extras you can do with as you see fit. So like I said, I'll be giving those away. The first set is from Salem's Lot. Second giveaway is Planet of the Apes. Oh, wait. He wanted something different. I forgot to read this.
Okay, so read it. This is what we'll do.
This is what we're doing.
Edit out the other part.
I'll try and edit that out. The first set is a Salem's Lot set. The backs of the plates were made to look like Barlow Straker Antique Shop sign, as seen is the Tobe Hooper 1979 classic movie. If you could get everyone to post, I love Todd Powell. We will also accept what, Scott? from earlier?
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot. But if you could say, I really love Todd, or no, I'm sorry, I love Todd Powell, that will count. In the comments, win. The second giveaway is a set of Planet of the Apes plates to go with at our styrene kits. There are 6 plates in total with the names and glyphs, so I did drop more than those. They're down there somewhere. Of their species. If everyone could post, I really love Todd Powell in the comments to win that set, please. And if everyone could check out the awesome site at Escape Hatch Hobbies for some of my plates and a ton of other awesome kits and add-ons that Todd has available, that would be great. I'm always impressed at how excellent Escape Hatch Hobbies site looks, and it's so easy to navigate. Harry does an incredible job on it.
How about I really love that damn dirty ape, Todd Powell?
There you go. We'll figure it out. But I agree. Escape Hatch Hobbies site is amazing. It's funny. It's fun to actually click on stuff. And there's little hidden gems of jokes around that site. So that being said, that's where we're going next. And we're heading on over to, and he sent this in right after the last episode, so we're a little behind. But let me read what we got. Hey guys, something new from Escape Hatch when you can get to it. Hope you like it. Trog. Inspired by the 1970 British science fiction film directed by Freddie Francis, Joan Crawford's last movie. Sculpted by Michael Berglund. Michael Berglund is all over this episode today. He's doing a lot lately.
He needs to pay us for advertising.
I think so. 10 parts entirely 3D printed. Price is $99 plus shipping. Classic Aurora 1/8 scale. The one photo was painted by Simon Williams. So we have Trog. There we go.
Painted by who? You faded out because you went
sorry.
away.
This one in the photos was painted by Simon Williams. Wikipedia info. The film is listed in Golden Raspberry Award winner founder John Wilson's 2005 book, The Official Razzie Movie Guide, as one of the 100 most enjoyably bad movies ever made. The film was released as a double bill with Christopher Lee's Taste the Blood of Dracula after its first week in release. Variety, November 4th, 1970, ranked the double feature as the #1 top grossing films of the week, raking in $300,000. I actually kind of like this film, although I suspect. Hold on. I actually kind of like this film, although why can't I say that word?
Because you're an idiot.
Oh my God. I actually kind of like this film, although I suspect the last time I saw it was around 1983 when it was in the Shock Theater rotation in Colorado Springs. So we have Trog. There's some parts up close. Really cool 3D printed kit. All right. Up next, we have also from Escape Hatch Hobbies. Here's one of the more new releases coming from Escape Hatch. I hope you have time for it. Terror from the year 5000. Here are the details. Terror from the year 5000, part of the Ferocious Females series, inspired by the 1958 independent sci-fi film in which Salome Jens plays future woman/nurse. Salome went on to play the female challenging in Star Trek Deep. Oh, wait, hold on. Start over. Salome went on.
Challenging?
Salome went on to Salome
when you're
went on.
reading that, do you say, "Hey, that doesn't make sense," or do you just keep going? I mean, what?
Salome went on to play the female changeling in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I hated that woman. She was such a good villain. Sculpted by Michael Berglund. Suggested by Kurt Peipenberg, who also painted the kit photographed, which I love this paint up. When you look at it up close in some of the next pictures. Aurora 1A scale, 17 parts entirely 3D printed, includes two heads, one mast, and one scarred by radiation. And check out the mutated cat. Price is $140 plus shipping, same as the others in the series. I love this thing.
Wait, see, I was going to call Berglund out for sculpting not a good cat, but I guess it's mutated, so it's
it's mutated.
Look
at
you know what I like is that upright thing that looks like a spring or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, that's something you'd never see in styrene.
No, and that would be a nightmare to print.
Okay, so,
and I love this paint job. It looks so painterly and just it's perfect.
It's bizarre, but
it fits. It fits perfect. And then there's also I think if you head on over to Escape Hatch on Facebook, there's a blue version of this that just went up there. So go to their Facebook page, check it out over there. All right, up next. Also from Escape Hatch Hobbies. 2 more that will be available when you guys next record. Jason, both of these are projects done in coordination with Rob Madison. Who's Rob Madison, Scott?
Monster Model Review Rob.
Wrong answer, Scott. Who's Rob Madison, Scott?
Who is also the nicest guy in the hub.
Both are in Aurora 1A scale, both entirely 3D printed. Alligator people, sculpted by Michael Berglund, inspired by a Jeff Johnson sculpture. MMR originally produced the Johnson version. One of the attached photos shows the original version coming of the kit next to Michael's new one. Curse of the Faceless Man, sculpted by Rob Madison. Digital version of the kit previously released by MMR. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a million. So we got some alligator people and, well, there's the original alligator people and there's the new one. And we got close up on the lunar moth. I think that's what that is. Cool little base. And then we have the Curse of the Faceless Man as well. All right.
And then there's more from Escape Hatch.
There is more from Escape Hatch Hobbies. Coming soon. Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell and the Reptile, which I think both sculpted by Michael Berglund. This guy have time. And he lives on an RV. He's traveling the country, sculpting digitally.
Looking at eclipses, looking into the sun. It's a wonder you can even...
And a London After Midnight coming. I really like that Reptile and the Monster from Hell. Those are really, really cool looking. Okay. And then I think this is one, and Scott, I don't know. This came up, yesterday or today?
I just saw it myself, so yeah.
So I think this is probably inspired a bit by Rob's Monster Kid thing that he did.
Yeah, and also the one that Escape Hatch has, too.
Yeah, so it's kind of along those same lines. But this, I'm not even kidding, I think is one of the coolest things I've seen in a very, very long time. Here's a little preview, and I'm going to show you the whole thing here in a second. Saturday morning, it's called a brand new model, 49 pieces with graphics included. This is awesome.
Look at the pieces on the sprue.
Dude. Okay. I said this in the comment on Facebook. This looks like a Rockwell painting come to life in a way. You know what I mean? Like it has that homey feel, and it fits along with, I think, the Halloween Nightmares a little bit. It has that kind of feel as well, where it's that kid's face, like the kids fit together in that realm.
So let's see how sharp we are. What's he building?
He is building. I can't.
Took me a minute, but
he's building a creature.
That's correct.
And then he has a mummy and Frank on the table on the TV.
For those who want to piss and moan about that being an Aurora recast, blah blah blah, because he scanned an Aurora kit, it's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Get over it.
Yeah, at this point,
for what it is,
for what
look
this
at what it
is.
Yeah,
like, man, this is something I have to own, so I will be buying this. Just a printing job on this. The TV itself, like the TV legs and all, like, look at the knobs. And I'm pretty sure this is a render. I'm not sure this is the printed kit yet. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
It's like the printed kit to me.
But the background is fake. The background is that's why I'm thinking it's a render.
The only thing that would worry me on this kit is the legs on the TV.
Yeah.
How sturdy they would hold that. Because like any resin, this resin is not super strong. It will bend. So
that worries me.
I would suggest to those guys to maybe change those legs and then thicken up the TV tray legs as well.
And the top of the lamp, not for just, that's going to be hard for.
It almost looks like that might be a dollhouse piece that they're using on the lamp.
Is
maybe.
It? I don't know.
I
think it's entirely 3D printed. That's all. I'm just The lunchbox is awesome. And then we
it's
also
all awesome.
I can't get over how good this is. And
I'm not complaining. I'm just suggesting because I don't want it to come back and haunt them later.
Right. Because this has I'm at a loss for words. To me, this has the potential to be one of the greatest kits of all time. I really, really like this. And if it's done right, if it's done right and it's perfect.
And it comes with decals,
and it's going to come with decals for all those boxes and it's so good. It's so inspiring to see this thing. And I was already in my head, like trying to whip through paint schemes, like what color hair that kid would have and what he would look like. And it just,
I would bet money Rob Madison has something to do with what's going to be on the TV screen if that's a decal.
That would be cool.
For those of you that can't see it, it's going to be the Herculoids. So,
oh wow,
that would be Rob. So awesome idea, awesome piece. I agree with you.
It's
yeah, it's just
that I just when I saw that I was like, holy shit, that's fantastic. All right, trudging along. Up next, we have from Jerry Frade of Just Paint It over on YouTube. Now we have a little teaser of his next kit that goes along with the last one from the Warriors, Swan. Scott, do you know what it's going to be? I'm not going to say.
I think I do.
Okay, good. Everyone who knows the movie knows exactly what this is. I'm just going to leave it out there in the ether.
Okay.
Come out and play. Warriors.
Is that a well-known actor that played that part too?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So just out there, head on over to YouTube. I'll put links down for Jerry Frade and Just Paint It. He has some really great tutorials going on over there. And it looks like he's working on what's coming up next. So very cool in that Warriors. All right. And then we have from Resin Realities. We got some pictures. Last time it was just, I think, renders, but we have some pictures this time. And it is Lilith, 19 resin parts sculpted by Eric Sosa, now available for $250. Plus shipping. PM Resin Realities, which is John Diaz, if you're interested. So here's the final castings. And there's the cover it's based on. And then we also have a paint up by Rob. Strock. Say Rob's name. Rob, don't kill me. Really cool piece. And again, digitally sculpted, I think, but traditionally cast. So,
and John is a traditional caster, as we all know. And I spoke to him right after Wonderfest, and we talked about this piece and how much easier it would be probably for him to make that cape into a 3D part because it's a bitch to cast.
I'm sure.
So, but John's a veteran and figured out a way, and there it is.
I mean, to go back and look at the casting, like totally. He figured it out because it works. And then up from Resin Reality, here's another close-up. All right, up next, Nagel Hulk available again. New mold, stands 7 3/4 inches tall on base, comes in 5 solid resin parts, 115 plus shipping. PM me with address for a quote. Painted version done by Robert Heaton Jr. Nagel Hulk is back, so if you're interested in that, again, Resin Realities, John Diaz, get a quote. 115. That's not bad.
No, and I believe John acquired this kit from a Muck Time. So everything's legit.
I got to talk to Robert, though, about those gums. Ugh.
All right.
Robert, if you don't know, this is a long-going fight between Scott and I. Anyway, very cool piece. All right. Up next. From Gilbert. Hi, everyone. Huge update on the next in our Monster Squad line, the Gillman. Mark Van Tine is almost done with the sculpt, and I got these pics from him in the wee hours. I think you'll agree it's a thing of beauty. The detail Mark has achieved is simply phenomenal. and totally screen accurate. In my opinion, is one of his finest pieces to date, and Paul and I are absolutely thrilled with it. Final images with the arms and base to follow, but we just couldn't wait to share them with you all. Existing list is below, so there is a list going for this. I think it's up to 30 some names. I think it's going to be limited at 100. Let me go through the whole list there. Kit name, the Gillman. Scale and format is quarter scale bust. Sculptor Mark Van Tyne. Producer Gilbert Models, Paul Gill and Mike Calvert. Release date is estimated to be August 24th. Limited edition, yes, 100 copies. So I'm sure there's going to be a really cool base that goes with this. The arms, like he said, man, if you're a Monster Squad fan, this is dead on. It's really, really nice. I totally agree with him. The back of it.
Yeah, I saw pictures before the teeth were in it. So these are. Then there's the Mummy is still available.
Yep, and the Mummy is still available as well. Let me get there. Mummy, if you are interested in the Monster Squad Mummy, they still have that available as well. So head on over to Gilbert over on Facebook and drop them a line. Get on that list. All right, up next. This is your area. This is your beat, Scott.
I can't remember who they're doing this. Is this a Jaeger Army piece?
This is a Jaeger Army piece, yes.
Okay. So it's a Jaeger Army piece. And it, of course, is Peter Cushing playing a mad doctor. It was such a stretch for him. From Frankenstein Created a Woman. And it's coming with some nice little extras there. The brain.
Yep.
Some nice little glass extras and some beautiful decals and such.
And postcards. The decals look fantastic. I like especially the little labels.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
I would imagine signed by Jeff, but I don't want to say for sure, but I would imagine. And really nice piece. Now I'm going to say, God, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. If I do, I apologize. For both of these pieces that we just spoke about. Okay. And so when this episode comes out, by the time it comes out, I'm going to put a get well real soon to our friend Paul Gill, who will be having his second hip replacement surgery.
Oh, that's
next
right.
week. Okay. So if you're waiting on stuff from him or, things that he's involved in, let's be patient because he's going to be out of action for a few weeks. But hopefully out of pain and not so reliant on a tea.
We can't say that.
Yeah, you probably got to take that out. But
I'll bleep it.
Paul, please don't get mad at me. But, we wish you all the best.
Absolutely.
Luck on this. And everybody else, be patient. I've already spoken to him, and he's a little concerned. He doesn't want to let customers down. And I think everybody knows he's not going to do that at this point. So
yeah,
we're good.
Oh, man. All right. Moving on. Up next, Pestilence Labs. Scott, go.
This isn't mine. This is the Artifact. This is we played along and part of the promotion for this. And this is the Artifact, available on 2 scales. And I believe he still has some of these in stock.
Yeah.
Again, sculpted by
Michael Berglund. It's turning into a Jaeger Berglund universe.
Jaeger Berglund, yeah. There you go. So Mark still had some of these available. And if not, I'm sure you can still get some. So there we go.
It's really nice. In person, it looks even better.
And then this came out. Did we get this right after the last episode?
Yeah.
So this is the next in the line of the Big Head series.
And they're shipping now. Like, I think people are starting to get
and they are shipping now. And this is the Bride. And I think you can contact Pestilence or Earthbound Studios, Mark Brokaw, for details.
And everything will be down below. Links will be there.
And this is a really beautiful piece.
Yeah, I love the base with the table.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. Poor
All right.
Brokaw. Just when he thinks he's out, they pull him
back in. All right. So Ed Bradley and Creature Crafters. He had some of this over at Wonderfest, and these will be given away in a future episode. We have some really cool stuff for people that are future fans. This is right up there. This is one of those things that I think is really cool that Ed's doing. So we have Kamen Rider Malice with Phantom Edge bike. 1A scale, 2 heads. Bike is 16 inches long. Base and wires not included. It's $275, and this one is painted by Ed Bradley. So I just want to run through some of the pictures. This is right up there with the Quasimodo bike from Future. So if you're familiar with that kit, it's very similar to that. And I almost want to say this one actually looks better than that one. The Nirasawa one with the Kamen Rider Locust guy riding it is very wonky. This one actually has some personality to it.
Very well sculpted piece.
Yes, absolutely. Go through some of the pictures. I love Ed's paint job too. The weathering on there, especially yellow, is really nice. Comes with 2 head options. You got the masked and unmasked versions there. I like that he's stopping for a cigarette, which is pretty cool. And then
Mom
we
comes
have
with 2 head options too.
But yeah, really nice piece. Love it. Okay. Also from Creature Crafters, which we'll have for a giveaway. We have this set to give away in a future episode. Hellboy and Abe quarter scale set is $60 for the 2 of them. Can be printed larger or smaller. So if you're interested in something a little bigger, give Ed Bradley a shout out. All his links will be down below. These were painted by Matt K, which I love that Abe Sapien paint job. I really like the modeling on there.
Yeah, and the Abe Sapien again, if that's cast in traditional resin, what a pain in the ass all those little spikes would be. So,
these are great. They're great little pieces. Man, super cool.
Nice paint jobs too.
Yeah, very nice paint jobs on both. All right. From, I think I figured out how to say it, Dyke Lake.
Okay.
From Dyke Lake Art, Ina Dyke Lake. If I'm saying it wrong, Ina, please let me know. Actually, I'm going to ask her one of these days. I'm going to send her a message. The Mummy. So she did the creature. She did Frankenstein's monster. She is now working on the Mummy. This is an in-progress photo. It's coming soon. I will have this for sale as I still have the creature and the Frankenstein's monster if you want them. Price, I'm probably guessing for me for 1/6 would be a little over 100 or less, depending on where it lands. But man,
what's the scale you printed for these?
The other ones I did 12 inches, so they were 1/6. What do you think, Scott?
I like it. I really like the ring.
The ring's awesome.
I'm hoping she does the front of the sarcophagus, kinda.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. It's not Karloff, but it's still cool.
It's still very cool. It's a mummy.
It's a mummy.
It's a mummy. It's better than some other mummies I've seen for sure. So this is great. I really, really like what she's doing lately. Very cool piece. All right. And then we have to go on the Well Winner adventure. He has been a busy, busy boy.
Yeah, I like the way you centered these, by the way.
I did that on purpose.
So what's funny is he sent me a picture of the standing one. And he says, what do you think?
The standing one, we have not said for our audio listeners. What is this?
For our audio listeners, he has done Eugene the Jeep. And I'm going to mention that the standing version that he did is the exact same pose as Tony's, Cipriano's, which I believe you can still get from Tony as well. So I don't want to say that Well copied him because it's from a model sheet, and it's if you look up Eugene the Jeep from Popeye,
that's the picture.
This is the pose you're going to see every time. So that being said, it's awesome. Now, what was fun is Well sent this to me, and he says, "What do you think?" And I said, "I love it." And he says, "Do you like the pose?" I said, "I do like the pose." I said, He says, I think he asked me if I would do something different. So I sent him the other one. He goes, "Oh, all right, yeah, I'll do that one too." The next day, boom, here it is.
That's awesome.
Okay. And these are my two favorite poses of this one of my favorite characters of all time. And I've already bought the files, and I this is had I not gotten Tony's already, which I love, okay, and I not gotten Tony's already, this would have been a dream piece come true for me, like the banana splits were. That being
Yeah.
said, it still is. It still is.
Yeah.
Because now I can print different sizes and stuff like that.
Because
And
Tony would never give you his file, Like,
no, no. But I might print a big one because I love the Jeep. The Jeep, I just thought
oh, you have to make a big one.
the coolest looking thing. So yeah, I was really excited about that one.
All right.
So
I'm gonna start winging through these. I need you to just be on the ball till we get to the
Okay.
one I need to talk about. Here we
so
go.
this is let's see, Arkansas Chuggabug. Forgot the characters in it. Okay.
Chugabug.
Yeah, the Arkansas Chuggabug. And I'm gonna confirm that. Hold please. Yes, the Arkansas Chuggabug.
Okay.
With driven by Luke and Blubba Bear. Okay. So
All right.
yeah.
All right. Next.
So this is Ruvia. And she's the girlfriend of one of the characters from the Roman holidays, which you well already did. So I don't know a lot about that cartoon, but that's who this is.
Okay.
The next one is Cindy Bear from Yogi Bear. Yogi was really hot for Cindy. And the first time I think Cindy ever appeared was there was an actual full length movie going, "Hey there, it's Yogi Bear." And I think that was the first time she appeared. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's Cindy Bear.
Next. One of my favorites.
And Chili Willy.
Chili Willy. In the perfect Chili Willy pose. Like when you think of Chili Willy, that's the pose.
Oh, and again, this is another piece that if you're a fan, man, print it big, you know, and do it. Up next is Hey, It's the King. Hey, It's the King, because I had to look it up because I had no idea what it was. And yes, you are right. I think it's kind of based on Happy Days.
He's like,
is what I read.
With his thumbs.
And it was part of the Care Bears cartoon, so it was beyond you and I.
Oh no, he's going to be doing Care Bears. Oh no,
he is doing Care Bears too. I did see that. Okay. So, but that's who that's from. Hey, It's the King.
Okay.
Now the next one, the Ghostbusters one.
This is Ray.
This is Ray
from the real Ghostbusters, which I got from he's going to be doing all of the real Ghostbusters. He did Winston already. This one's up now. Oh man, this is so cool. So there's that. And then we have Blast Off Buzzard.
Blast Off Buzzard was its own cartoon. I didn't know what it was either today, but I did have to look it up.
It's crazy that Well can out cartoon you. Like, so cool. So Blast Off Buzzard, Charlie Chan.
Charlie Chan and the Chan Gang. Now let me tell you, this is not the most politically correct cartoon in this environment, but again, this is beautifully done. I do remember the cartoon. I never watched it, but I do remember it. So
and then a dream come true for Jason.
Thundar?
Something I've always wanted. A Thundar kit. I watched the shit out of Thundar the Barbarian when I was a kid. Love this show.
So what do you think of the execution of the...
I think it's great. And I think it's great that he has all three characters there. And it's just, they all have their powers and everything. Like, it's beautiful.
And how would you print the swirl? Will you
I was thinking about that. I don't know.
Or will you just paint it like that?
I was thinking of painting it like that. Because if I try and do it clear and light it or do something weird, I was thinking of doing, even same with going back to Ray, like the ectoplasm, the green, like the ectocooler green, like that really, I think the best way to do that is just do it in fluorescence. And I was thinking the same kind of with this. Paint it white and slowly build out your fluorescent green.
Same with the sword, I take it then.
Yep. But man, and then you could even do some lighting effects on him from the sword. Like this is so cool. This is so cool. I love Thundar.
I already have someone wants me to print it for him too.
Oh, really?
so.
All right. And then, is that it? Is that the end? I can't remember. Where are
No,
we?
we have Popeye.
Oh, that's right. Then we have Popeye.
Popeye and olive oil.
Dude. And then this
again.
just came out. I just saw it today.
Oh, this has been out for a week or so.
Okay.
I think.
We have Wolverine from the X-Men cartoon, I think.
That's what I would think too.
So X-Men 97 is on Disney Plus right now. I did watch a couple episodes when I was at somebody's house, and it's not bad what they did. But I watched a lot of the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah, it comes with 2 heads.
Great. Looks like a classic Wolverine.
And then we have Linus the Lionhearted.
What's that from?
Another cartoon that I don't recall ever seeing. But
and then finally,
now what? Huh?
Finally,
Curly from the Globetrotters.
Another Globetrotter, Curly.
Yeah.
And that is it for Well Winter. How could that dude? So
pump all that out in a month.
A month.
Still.
Jeez. Nuts.
Dude, I believe he did that Jeep in about 3 days. So 2 days.
That's crazy. So Well Winter. Well done, sir. I have this. I thought this was pretty cool for Hellboy fans. I'll be having this from CA3D and I have the rights to sell it. So it's a Hellboy coming out. And I was like, another Hellboy, great. But this one's actually pretty nice. So if you're interested in this, when I get it going, I'll let you know. I do have Emma Frost I'm working on for someone, so those will be available at some point. And quarter scale Supermans where he's taking his jacket out if you want one of those. I have those coming as well. That I'm currently printing for people. But man, that was a lot. I have 2 other little news and reviews things. Mask Fest. The 13th year of Mask Fest is in the Sharonville Convention Center in Sharonville, Ohio. It has been moved to Cincinnati, basically, from Indianapolis, which is a tragedy for me. Because I loved when it was in Indianapolis. I could go for the day, spend the night, come back the next day. Now it's turned into a weekend with a Friday. And I don't know if I'm going to make it this year or not. But if you're in the area, Mask Fest is absolutely worth going to. Jordy Shell is there. Groman's going to be there. A bunch of other kind of mask model kit painter. Like if Casey Love is going to be there. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's a great little extra convention stuck inside of a Horror Hound convention. Mask Fest is awesome. So check it out if you're in the area, or if you feel like taking a drive. I'm almost positive I'm going to go. I don't have a car that will make it. So we're banking on Jim's car to get there. And we'll see. The plan is to go. And then this happened yesterday. And I don't ever really recommend music on this show because no one has the same taste as me. But this guy has been all over my Facebook page for the last 24 hours. And it's Isaac Rother and the Phantoms. And it's ghoulish rock and roll. And it's done in the style of like 1950s rock. Of like your Chuck Berrys, your Little Richards, like Elvis. But it has a ghoulish twist on it. And it's really cool. Check it out. It might be for some of you. It's all kind of horror themed, monster themed. So I think this is right up like those Monster Kids kind of alleys. Just check it out. Kind of surfy sounding in a way. Like I really, really like it. He just got back from being on tour and I think he's home selling things again. So check out Isaac Rother and the Phantoms. That's where we are. That's news and reviews. That was a lot. Scott's getting tired. So we're going to just real quick. Workbench, Scott, you been working on anything?
No.
I didn't think so. I did finally finish and I took pictures. And this brings me to a guest. And I'm doing a guest call out. I took pictures. I finished my Godzilla OSL lighting. And I was having a terrible time trying to take pictures of this. And I had to use, so if it looks a little weird, I had to up the HDR to get it to match. When I look at it with my eyes versus what my camera does, I could not get it to match. So I had to mess around with filters a little bit, but this is almost what it looks like when I look at it. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but that's what I painted.
Who made this piece?
This is a Blackheart piece, one of his little Godzilla
where'd you get the
Micromania
base?
busts. The base I took off and I 3D printed that. So I'm not really entirely happy with it now because you can see those like steps, like the way it was made. It wasn't done with a high resolution. So I may be switching out that base later.
You filament print the base?
No,
or-
that's resin printed, but it's just steps. You can see every step in the file. So, but I painted something. I finished it. But this brings me to a future guest. If you are a photographer and you know a lot about photography and you know a lot about taking pictures of kits and making it look great, I think that would be something everyone would be interested in. Reach out to me. I'd love to set up an episode and a tutorial on how to photograph your kits and make them look good for the internet. Please.
And as far as future guests, I did line up a few guys at Wonderfest that we're going to have on.
Yeah, we got me too.
So
we have there's guests coming, everybody. All right, email, voicemail, and corrections. What do we want to do first?
do the voicemails first so I can mute and play them.
Okay, here we go. We have one from the Joker.
Yes, this is the Joker. And since you're going to your little model convention in June, I was wondering if there is a costume contest. I have an idea for both you chowderheads. Jason can be Father Time, and little Scotty can be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You might win a prize, the booby prize, of course, but it'd be entertaining. I might come down and visit both of you. How's that? Right, Puddin'? Oh, for sure, Mr. J. I'll be down there with my melon and whack somebody hard. Bye-bye, darling.
Okay. That just sealed it for me. The Joker was at Wonderfest. And the person who I think is that person, I think was there. But I don't think anyone knows what he looks like. And he stays incognito. I'm on to you. All right. So this voicemail, I hesitate playing because it's ghosts fighting other ghosts or mad at other ghosts. And for those of you who don't know, it's not going to make much sense, but I'm going to play it anyway, and so I don't get yelled at for censoring. But here we go.
Hello, this is Jim Fox, a sculptor from the 90s, up there, watching you two juggleheads. Now let's talk about John Tucky. He wasn't that good of a guy. He was kind of a bum. I don't know what your deal is with him. I mean, he used to dress as the Chicken of the Sea Mermaid once in a while because he got off on it. But we see everything up there, so he's not all that good. He's a bum. Bye.
Done. All right, Scott, thoughts on the Ghost of Jim Fox? Okay.
I don't want to disrespect anybody that's deceased, but he'd be the last one to talk about how someone dressed. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so
True.
there you go. Okay,
True.
and I'm gonna leave it at that.
But that also, the Joker and Jim sound very much alike, and they call
Didn't they both call us chowderheads too?
Yeah, it's all coming together for me, and it's all pointing towards California. It's something that rhymes with Ruzfink. That's all I'm saying. All right, emails. Do we have corrections? No. We do everything right. We have an email from Joe Heil. Hi, Jason. I hope that you are having a great weekend. I really like the latest Model Club TV episode with the detailed walkthrough of the Gravedigger paint up. If possible, please have whoever is painting the GKUS Tin Man kit come on a future episode and walk us through the Tin Man paint up. The Tin Man paintwork in progress pics is on the Wonderfest fan club Facebook page. Phenomenal. Look forward to seeing you at Wonderfest. It was great seeing you, and I'm glad I was able to throw those beers out the elevator and you caught them. It was a highlight of my trip. Joe, that would be Jim Capone. And Jim Capone.
I want to say, when I said earlier, fuck Jim Capone. Okay. So when I saw those pictures, and I ended up on the phone with Jesse, and he goes, "Did you see the pictures?" And I go, "Yeah, fuck Jim Capone." Okay. So what does Jesse do? Jesse gets all of them and says, "Yeah." Scott said, "Fuck Jim Capone" when he saw those pictures. And Jim knows what I meant by it. It's like, yeah, well, why touch anything after seeing that?
Yeah,
So,
I agree. So you know what? I will reach out to Jim, and maybe we'll get him to walk us through that paint up. I'm sure he would. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I have a feeling he'll do it. And then we can maybe give away his paint up that episode. And I'm spitballing in my brain. We'll get on that. Promise. Jim, if you're watching this, you know it's coming.
Jim, I talked to Jim more at this Wonderfest, and I have every other Wonderfest.
Oh, that poor bastard.
And then he showed us the box. What you guys don't realize is when he does build-ups for people, and he has to transport them, and especially when he's going to mail them, but just transporting them, he makes these elaborate boxes with foam and cuts out stuff, and so the piece fits right.
That's why
there.
I have not opened the box he sent the build up in.
Oh, I don't know what
small.
he sent us.
Right.
And how
I'm not even going to
it.
look at it. I'm not going to open it because I don't want to screw it up.
He's amazing.
Yes.
So
all right. Next one is from Jeremiah Blakely.
Wait.
Sorry.
Wait. I want to go back and say my favorite visitor to the table was that Joe Heil's wife? Or no, that was Vlad. Whose wife was it? Was that Joe Heil's wife? The teacher.
Yes.
That was Joe Heil's wife.
Yes.
Yes. She was awesome.
She
stopped by the table and talked to us. And she was awesome.
Yeah.
She was my favorite table stop by. So.
No offense to the rest of the people that stopped.
Hell with the rest of the people. She was my favorite.
All right. From Jeremiah Blakely. 2 things. One quick and one long. First, I remember you guys used to do shout outs when someone wanted a model but couldn't find it. Grail mail! I'm hoping that it is still true, and I also hope that the post-Wonderfest reorganization that everyone does will help me find this model. So here we are. We have a grail mail. I want an MST3K model kit from Janice. Oh boy. That's a hard one.
You don't see too many of those,
no.
but every once in a while they do pop out.
So if someone has a Janice MST3K and they're looking to get rid of it, Jeremiah Blakely, we'll put you in touch with them. Second, in the latest episode, Scott was talking about designers who make things so thin so that they look good, but the resin won't be able to support the weight. I have found this increasingly to be true. I've seen many more pretty designs that are actually impossible to assemble after printing, are cut poorly, and will have bad seam lines, are so thin they cannot live in the real world. 2 examples, a horse and a rider. The rider's toes are supposed to go into the stirrups, but the boot toe was wider than the stirrup by a large margin. Had to cut the boot toe off and glue it in from the other side. The kit also had undrained hollows in it. Ask me how I found out. Next, a figure kit like a coyote kit you featured, the legs were so thin that even when hollow, the figure was so heavy, it just bent the legs into breaking. And the kit had cuts in odd places that would definitely show after assembly, but they were very hard to access, sand and fill, even though there was an easier spot to cut the model not far away. These were not cheapos STLs from an unknown designers. These were from some of the most successful patrons available with thousands of patrons. And here's my takeaway conclusion. Most of these designers don't build models or even test print them. If they did, they would have an experience and knowledge needed to properly plan the kit out, where to cut, what needs to be reinforced to make it strong, where clever design can eliminate trouble angles and support marks during printing. The current crop of designers are the Wild West, but soon the community is going to get wise to the quality and buildability of the engineering in the kit, not to just be fooled by a pretty render. 3D printing is pretty established now, so it's time for an evolution of the marketplace. Thank you for your time, Jeremy. Couldn't agree more.
No, it's a
Couldn't
problem.
agree more.
So I will say
Couldn't agree more.
there's been a few times with even Well stuff, and Well does a great job. That you'll go to fit a piece together, like maybe it'll be a coat that's hanging over you. You go to put
my
the
thing
legs
just boomeranged
in,
back.
and you can't. Okay, and so I'll tell him, like, dude, you got to do something because it doesn't work, and he'll fix it. Okay, which is what they should do.
Right.
Okay, if this is a problem, this is what they should do.
Well, let's use Well as an example. And Well, we're sorry.
I'm
Well
not
doesn't
sorry.
even own a 3D printer. Correct?
Right.
So he
The
doesn't
last
print.
I
You're
knew,
right.
he didn't. Right.
Doesn't print anything, which is a problem. Not for Well, because he has someone like Scott who can say, okay, this isn't working. And Well is great in fixing things. There's other Patreons who are just like, it's out there, I'm done, and won't fix it. Which, if that's the case, you don't want to support those people. We need to weed those people out. Everyone should be test printing their figures at some point. Or if you're the person printing it, and if they're not if they don't listen to your feedback, like, hey, this doesn't work, I wouldn't buy stuff from them anymore until they get wise, because it is a huge problem with some of these guys and girls.
Well, I'll call one of them out, and that is the Wicked Dracula. Okay.
Say it. Yeah.
And it was beautiful, and he had an arm out with the cape draped over. And our viewer,
Bill Wilson,
and pain in the ass Bill Wilson, printed the cape as one piece with the part folded that folds over.
Yeah.
Now he prints the arm. Well, the arm won't fit in there either way from either side to match Dracula. Now they did have it where the cape was broken up so that piece could be separate.
But why even have that option where someone would waste all that resin?
Yes, and it'd be wrong. Another one I did for someone was a Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell kit. And what they didn't do is they didn't make the piece what they call airtight. Okay. And what that means is when you take that piece, put it in a slicer, and I'm sorry for those of you that don't 3D print, this is going to get icky, but when you put it in a slicer and you slice it, that piece should be solid. There should be no open holes. There should be no open anything until you hollow it. Okay. So there was one where you could see where they're not, I think the term is bowling.
Yeah.
But they're not, it's basically merging all the pieces together. So there'll be an air pocket in. And then when you go to hollow it, the air pocket's still there because it reads that as a separate wall.
And this, and again, I don't want to turn people off and get a little too deep in it. So a lot of times when sculptors are sculpting, they'll sculpt a head, but let's just use this as an example. They'll make the eyeball separate and then put the eyeball into the head. And then there might be a little gap between the back of the eyeball and the back of the person's head that you wouldn't see by just looking at it. So if you were to just print that, there's a hole back there that's going to fill with resin like he just talked about. And after a few months or so, that's going to crack and that resin's going to leak out and your kid's going to be ruined. So I've had a lot of this sort of thing happen. And we talked about it with Brian. I printed that Superman versus Batman for him. And there was no way to get the cape over Superman's head because the cape was a separate piece and it wouldn't fit over his head. You couldn't get the arm. So Brian had to cut the arm off and so yes, I totally agree. There needs to be an evolution or revolution in making sure that these people that are sculpting this stuff actually, you can actually build it. Because a great render is great. But if you can't actually print it.
And you can print it without it falling to pieces later. Yeah. Where'd he go? Who cares? We don't like him anyway. But his mom.
Oh.
What's drop now?
Oh my god, it's a wreck. I just totally tripped and fell. I tripped out.
And you used to skateboard. That's what's funny.
Ooh, I'm going to go skating here soon. They built a skate park in my old hometown, and I'm going. All right. From Mike Ziamba. Hello, Jason and Scott. It was great getting a chance to chat with Jason, and I think I purchased the first $25 King Kong from Scott. I also had the chance to meet and chat with Brian Clark, Jamie Sy, and David Horvath. Great people, really dedicated to the hobby. Some overall thoughts on Wonderfest. The hotel has significantly improved since the last time I was at Wonderfest, which was probably close to 20 years ago. I know what took me so long to come back. Life got in the way. Ate quite a few meals in the restaurant, and they were all very good. So, the opposite of what everyone else is saying. Although they were a bit understaffed and could have used some additional help, the bar area was nice and comfortable spot in the hotel. The AFM workshop on Friday was a lot of fun and informative. We had a chance to work with metal waxes, which is a new medium for me. The workshop was sold out and ran until 5 p.m. The line to purchase tickets starting at 5 p.m. on Friday was insane. I finally waited until after 7 when there was little to no line. Tickets for 2-day early birds was $70, which is a bit steep in my opinion. I know they need to cover costs, but this meant less money to spend with dealers. Do dealers get a cut of ticket sales? No. The early bird line on Saturday was also extremely long, but thankfully everyone got in shortly after 8 a.m. Checking in your models for the contest must have been a challenge, and people were waiting over an hour to check in their models. This is an area the staff should consider improving on for future shows. We talked about that a bit. The dealer room was packed with dealers, and there was a good mix of 3D printed, resin, and styrene kits. You can see, however, the shift starting to move towards more 3D printed kits. Personally, I purchased about a dozen kits and spent most of my cash at GK USA Creative. They had a set of 7 of what I would call steampunk Wizard of Oz kits that blew me away, and I had to have them. Also picked up some kits from Pestilence Labs, Sci-Fi Models, Nostalgic Resin, and Blackheart. I attended a few of the sessions on Saturday, one on painting eyes and the other on the use of pastel. A bit too basic for me, but the presenters did a very good job. The room was about half to 3/4 full for both sessions. Overall, a great show, and I hope the dealers did well with sales. Mike. Awesome. Thanks for sending it in. I let people leave that kind of comment in the comments down below. Leave your Wonderfest stories.
I forgot to say this. GK Garage Kit Creative, Jesse, his website is now up and running and fully functional.
Okay.
And so he does have kits in stock, so check it out.
All right, I'll put a link down below. All right, and from Mike Zizek. Good day, Jason and Scott. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for all the fun shows lately. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who posted pics and videos of Wonderfest this year. I almost felt like I was there. The lighting in the hotel this year really showed off the amazing paint jobs in the contest and dealer's room. It was also great seeing all the new kits out there so I can plan out some purchases. I appreciate this hobby even more if that is possible. Mike. Great email. And you're right. I totally forgot to talk about the lighting. The lighting has drastically improved in both rooms. So we'll make those kits look a lot better, and it just looks nicer. It totally does. Except for the hypnotizing carpet. What were they thinking? That stuff's crazy. Anyway, that's the show, everybody.
I'll a closing thing too I want to say is the amount of people that came up to us personally and just, hey, keep the show going and stuff. Because let me tell you, there's times where we're like, I'm done. Okay. It's like, and then you get that and you're like, hey, people are watching, people are enjoying.
I got some really nice along those lines.
I mean, even to the point where I was walking outside to go get food and someone stops me. And I'm like, I'm trying to go get food, but I stopped and talked to them. And, it's again, and, I don't know what to say when I get compliments. I'm not one of those compliment getting guys. And so when they say, "Hey, I watch you guys all the time," the first thing I do is apologize. Okay, because
Me too.
this is a train wreck. Okay,
But yes, it absolutely is. And I got some of those same messages this past month of like, I got people like, "Are you guys done? Did you guys stop the show?" Because they must not have seen like, "Hey, we're taking a break." And I'm like, "No, it's coming." And I got like, I really miss Model Club. And it's like, oh, it felt good.
well, here you go, a 2.5-hour episode
Yeah,
of us.
being kind of subdued because Scott had to put his dog down. Like, it's life, man. And that's kind of why I think we do so well. We're not really fake here, and we never will be. We are who we are, two goofs, and
Yeah,
we love
now,
this hobby.
He did try to heist. He heisted me for this other mess that they show.
No, you invited yourself.
They were trying to get their ratings up, okay? Because their
Oh my God.
viewership is shit. Okay, so I want you to go over, just turn it on and walk away because you really don't want to hear those two idiots blather on. Okay, but do watch Modeling a Movie just to give them some views and so they feel better about themselves. Okay, but I am on the last episode, so it's worth watching that.
It was a pretty good episode, and thanks for joining us. I forgot to show this for Workbench. So I primed, got it printed and primed, ready to go, Zenithal primed, from Lace Lee, my Gary Cooper from High Noon.
This is just, I'm sorry, this is an amazing piece.
Look at that. Wait, hold on. I'm trying not to drop it.
We'll laugh that hat goes flying off.
I know. Dude, I love it.
I'm watching it shake too. Like,
I know, the head is a little loose right now. But I just kind of pieced it together so I could prime it. I love
so
it.
there's a funny story to go with this.
Okay.
And that is last year Lace did a very generous thing and he gave Jason a USB drive with the files for this. So
as
Jason
a thank you for we did something for Lace, and it was a thank you present.
Yeah. And so
because when
what happened,
hold on, backstory, when we had him on as a guest, we were looking through his photos and he had this kit. I was like, holy crap, I love that movie. Are you ever going to release that? And then go ahead.
So anyway, so he gives Jason a USB. So Jason gets home, he puts a USB in his computer, and it's not there.
It's wiped out. It's nothing. Blank drive.
There. So I'm like, what are you going to tell him? He goes, I can't tell him. He gave it to me for free. I can't tell him.
I didn't want to be that guy and be like, hey, dude, that thing you gave me is not there.
That thing you gave me for free isn't working.
Right.
So I tried to get with Lace because I wanted him to go up to Jason and say, hey, man, how'd you like that Gary Cooper? Did you ever get a chance to print it? So that Jason would be on the spot and have to fess up. Okay. But I think Jason fessed up.
I fessed up before he did. We fessed up at the same time. It was weird. But Lace, I love it. And I don't know. Hold on. Let me take this apart. I just noticed with the primer.
Hold on.
Focus in.
No, it's not focusing. What is it? The badge?
The badge actually has.
Oh, it does. Marshall. Yep. So
this is about 1/8 scale. And I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever produce it or have someone produce it. I mean, is anyone?
Or if he's going to produce it himself.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could work something out.
Contact Lace.
Yeah, contact Lace. If there's enough interest, who knows? But I love it. Holy cow! I watched that movie in college for my film art class, and I love it. People don't know.
Universal monster actor is in it?
Oh, I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's been so long. Who is it?
Lon Chaney Jr. is in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Mine is, for people who don't know, he's the inspiration for Han Solo. It's the same outfit. Because he's not good, he's not bad. He's wearing black and white. He's not the all-white character, not the all-black character. It's kind of in the middle. And that's what Han Solo was.
Wait a minute, though. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's not all good. I think he was an all good character.
No, but he's not your white knight. There's some shades of gray with him. And that's why in the movie he's wearing black and white. Whereas most cowboy movies, the bad guys always wear black, the good guys wear white. He's got both. And that's like how Han Solo did. black and white. He was kind of the scoundrel, but still a good guy, kind of in the middle. Such a good kid. All right, before this freezes up. That's the show, everybody. Scott, hang in there. We love you. It's going to be tough, but, you know, it's life, and life sucks sometimes.
I'm looking over at his bed.
Yeah.
He should be there right now snoring away. But
And farting. Yeah, who are you going to blame the farts on now?
Oh, my God. He would. Jesus. And real quick before we go, one of the comments in my Facebook post was an early comment from the lady that used to groom all my dogs. And she said he was such a sweet boy with the most explosive anal glands in the world. Okay. So I had to comment to that and go, you know, I think you should explain to people how you know that. Okay. Which was because she was his groomer. And when you take a dog to a groomer, they express their anal glands. And I guess he would just spray all over the side of the tub. And, you know, anal glands are nasty. So, that woman on the Lumi commercial must smell like anal gland because, man, she must be one stanko. But anyway, that's the show.